whether you're just now thinking about possibly getting into the wonderful hobby of riding a motorcycle, or maybe you bought a bike, you're looking for your first bike, and you want to go to YouTube and find some advice on riding as a new rider. There is a lot you need to be aware of, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the top 7 mistakes new riders commonly make on motorcycles. My name is Brandon Hart. I love Harley-Davidson motorcycles, and I make a lot of videos about events, motorcycles, installs, new rider tips. So if you're a new rider, this is the place to be. Now, I live in the beautiful Clearwater, Florida. It's 85 degrees today in early March. So we're gonna hop on my 2021 Harley-Davidson Street Glide right behind me, talk about it a little bit more. That's how we do it here. And if you don't want to miss out on new rider tips and tricks, make sure you hit that subscribe button below, the bell notification, so you don't miss any videos. So with that said, let's hop on my Street Glide and talk about it a little bit more. We're passing Baycare Complex, or Baycare Field, where the Phillies play their spring training. Baseball's getting started. Just feels good. We're gonna get into a number 7, which is don't fight the weight of your motorcycle. Especially for those of you just getting started, a bike can feel really heavy. I mean, you think about bicycles, and they don't weigh much of anything. Motorcycles are heavy, especially if you get into Harleys. This Street Glide I'm riding, I think is like 850 pounds. So you're not gonna muscle these bikes, and you don't need to. Balance is the most important thing. When you think about it, if you're just walking around trying to balance yourself, the best way to do so, let's say you're standing there and you have to balance on one leg. Your best bet is to keep your body straight and look straight. And the same applies to riding a motorcycle. When I first started riding, this was about 20 years ago, what I hated the most was when I came up behind a vehicle to stop. It sounds stupid now, but I would always feel like I'm just not stopping straight, or something was off. And basically, what you want to do when you come to a stop is keep your entire body straight and balanced. The more balanced you are, and you can really start to practice and feel your motorcycle, it's going to build that confidence for you on being able to control it, because slow speeds are so important on bikes. I mean, anyone will tell you, if you're in 4th gear in a straight line, it's pretty easy. But when you're slowing down at first and just starting, those tend to be more difficult when you don't have that experience just yet. Number 6 is putting your feet down too early and timely here as I'm coming to a stop. I don't put my foot down till the last moment. Goes back to that rule of balancing your bike. When you ever see those videos and reels of people at bike week, bike events everywhere, and they ride around with their feet down? Generally speaking, that's from lack of experience riding. You should not have to coast with both of your feet down. That's ridiculous, even at slow speeds. As a matter of fact, the more experience you get, you should be able to stop. Watch, I'll do it right now. My 1st gear, my right foot is on the brake, left foot down at the last second, right foot still there. You should be able to stop completely with your right foot on the brake, and that's a good technique to practice. It may seem really difficult when you're started, but if you can master that, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people that can't even stop their motorcycles that way. But don't ride with your feet down. And even when you're starting like this, your feet should go right up. You don't need to do a step or two. Let the motorcycle do the work for you. And these are all things, by the way, you want to practice in parking lots before you get out there in traffic like this. But another great example. By the way, I'm going to do a video on downshifting in a little bit. But I'm coming to a stop here. I have my clutch in, brakes in, head straight, foot down at the last second. And I'm stopped now, right foot down. Just like that. That way I'm not fumbling around and having to worry about, you know, catching my balance as I'm coming to a stop. That's one thing, the more you practice, it's really going to make a difference in your riding. The one thing about riding motorcycles is, as long as you're giving it enough throttle, you're not going to tip the bike, even at slow speeds. When you tip is usually when there's not enough power being supplied to the engine. So either you're coming to a turn, right, and you pull that clutch in because you want to go slow. We'll talk about the friction zone in a little bit, but as long as you're giving your bike throttle, it's not going to go down, even in a U-turn situation. You do have to master the art of the friction zone and the clutch. Number 5 is grabbing the front brake too aggressively. I think it's usually a panic response. And it's going to depend on whether your bike has ABS or not. A lot of newer bikes have ABS, which basically applies a consistent amount of pressure between the front and rear brakes at the same time. So I'm just going to assume, and honestly, it's a good practice to get into, is most of your braking, unless you need a significant amount of it, is going to be your rear brake. Well, obviously there's a time to apply your front brakes, but it's responsibly. And here's the best tip I can give you when you're coming to a stop and you want to use your front brake. Make sure your handlebars are evenly forward. You don't have the bars turned either right or left, because if they are and you apply too much front brake, guess what? That bike is either going down or you're going over it, and you're going to lose control pretty easily. Keep those bars straight if you have to apply the front brakes. If there's a situation where you need to stop quickly, let's say you're in 5th gear, like I am now, really should be in 4th. I'm in 4th gear, and something happened in front of me. Grab the clutch, don't worry about downshifting yet, and then just apply even pressure with the foot pedal, which is the rear brake, and the front brake lever. It's even pressure. You slowly increase the amount of pressure. Don't grab it, and even the rear brake, you don't want to step on that thing like crazy. You're just applying a little bit of pressure. Once your tires lock up, which they shouldn't with ABS, but if you don't have ABS and those tires lock, you've lost all control of your bike. And I promise you, that's not a situation you want to be in. Little bonus tip to throw in here: sign yourself up for an MSF course. You learn a ton, even if you've been riding a long time. I think in most, if not all states, it's a legal requirement anyway. That's going to be a great fundamentals class to teach you the basics of all of these things I'm talking about with a bike that's not yours, and you can drop it as much as you need to. You're not going to have to pay for any damages, and you're in a safe and controlled environment. Harley-Davidson usually offers a riding course between $200 and $300, and you can do it on over 3 days. It's like 3 half days.
See here, I'm barely applying the front brake, completely under control. I don't even need to put my right foot down. So check out those classes local to you. The next one on the list is avoid target fixation. If you're looking at something while you're riding on a bike, it's really interesting because you tend to move towards whatever object you're looking at. So if you see something in the road and you got to swerve right, look right a little bit and your bike's going to go with you. And this applies to not only fixation as you're going in a straight line, but also when you're turning. I'm in the left lane right now, and if I want to move to the right lane, I'm not going to look straight to do that. I'm going to give myself a look over the shoulder and look to the right to turn right. And that's a mild example because it's not a curved road, but whenever you have to turn, look through the turn. Don't fixate straight ahead. Always want to be looking where you want that bike to go. Mistake number 3 is not dragging the rear brake during slow speed maneuvers. It's one of the easiest ways to turn. If you ever look at those motorcycle slow races that they have, where the goal is to be the guy who goes the slowest, if you master the art of dragging your rear brake, you're going to be so good at that. And it's applies to when you're in parking lots. So if you have to maneuver around and turn, you can put pressure, a little bit of pressure on the rear brake. I mean, you're not slamming down on it, but you're putting just enough pressure on it to be able to get through the turn while applying everything else. So your rear brake is your friend. Mistake number 2 is not taking advantage or learning the friction zone. What's the friction zone, you ask? Well, that's your clutch and when it engages the transmission. So the best way to test for that is to be stopped and without giving it any throttle, just slowly start to let your clutch out. When you feel your bike moving forward a little bit, that's where the friction zone is. So you can use that for the slow speed stuff we talked about. Use it when you're shifting gears. But I'm gonna pull into a neighborhood up here and I'll show you what I mean. So, bike's in neutral, I'm gonna put the clutch in, kick down in the first. I'm in first gear. Now, watch my hand. Slowly let off of that clutch. You see how the bike moves forward? I'm not giving it any gas. See how it moves forward? That's your friction zone. So I'm gonna use that. We're going slow. All right, and we got a little turn up here. I'm gonna do a loop around. I'm touching the rear brake, looking around, and using the friction zone to turn. Right? Head around, and if I use the friction zone, I'll drag the rear brake a little bit. This bike can turn pretty easily. Now, if I was looking straight, it's a lot harder to turn. Don't ask me why, but for some reason on motorcycles, that's how it works. So if I got to do a U-turn, easiest way is look where I want to go, apply the friction zone. I don't need to look forward. I know where my friction zone is. I know which amount of throttle to give it. So when I say friction zone, that's it. That brings me to my last mistake, is not practicing enough in parking lots without traffic. I mean, you should be able to really just set yourself up with scenarios, right? Like, all right, let's say I'm in traffic here and I have to come to a stop. This is a good one to practice. and I have to go either left or right. We'll go left in this example. Well, there's so much to apply here. You got to know the friction zone, just a little bit of front brake, and turn your head. So that's what we're going to do. And lean the bike at the same time. You just got to trust it. So practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. By the way, if you want more of these tips, I'm going to be starting my own course, so stay tuned on that. But you definitely want to subscribe so you stay in the loop. I'm going to make this a weekly thing with some new rider tips. I'm very excited very excited to help you out. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be setting up a Discord server, and check me out on Instagram at Brandon Hart. That's the best way to DM me. I got to look through some of those blocked or message requests, but hit me up on Instagram at Brandon Hart _ if you have questions or any ideas of videos you want to see. Go ahead and leave it in the comments. But if you are a new rider, or if you're an experienced rider and you have advice on common mistakes, or maybe what you struggle with, put it in the comments below. And if you made it this far, hey, I appreciate you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one. So thank you for watching. Remember, always keep that rubber side down. If you're interested in getting into riding, make sure you go ahead and do it. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.